Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2370 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. In today's Wisdom Nugget, I'll guide you through the vast landscapes of biblical wisdom. Today we are continuing our journey through the book of Ecclesiastes, as we'll be exploring Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 through 7 from the New Living Translation. Let's read that passage first. As you enter the house of God, keep your ears open and your mouth shut. It is evil to make mindless offerings to God. Don't make rash promises, and don't be hasty to bring matters before God. After all, God is in heaven and you are on earth, so let your words be few. Too much activity gives you restless dreams. Too many words make you a fool. When you make a promise to God, don't delay in following through. For God takes no pleasure in fools. Keep all the promises you make to Him. It is better to say nothing than to make a promise and not keep it. Don't let your mouth make you sin. And don't defend yourself by telling the temple messenger that the promises you made were a mistake. That would make God angry, and He would wipe out everything that you achieved. Talk is cheap, like daydreams and other useless activities. Fear God instead. Solomon begins by offering guidance on worship. He advises that when we enter into the house of God, that we should keep our ears open and our mouth shut. It is evil to make mindless offerings to God. Solomon warns us about making rash promises and being hasty in bringing matters before God. He reminds us that God is in heaven and we are here on earth, so we should let our words be few. However, Solomon also emphasizes the importance of keeping the promises that we make to God. He advises not to delay on following through, as God takes no pleasure in fools. Solomon then highlights the value of silence. He says it is better to say nothing than to make a promise and not be able to keep it. Too much activity and too many words can lead to restlessness and foolishness. He warns us against letting our mouths make us sin and advises us against defending ourselves by telling the temple messengers that our promise was a mistake. Doing so would anger God and could result in losing everything that we have achieved. And Solomon concludes by reminding us that talk is cheap, like daydreams and other useless activities. Instead, we should fear God. And as we reflect on Solomon's words today, there are several key takeaways that we can glean. First is respectful worship. Solomon emphasizes the importance of respectful worship, advising us to keep our ears open and our mouth shut in the house of God. Second, caution in making promises. He warns us against making rash promises and being hasty in bringing matters before God. Third, fulfilling promises. Solomon stresses the importance of keeping the promises that we make to God and not delay in following through. Fourth, the value of silence. He highlights the value of silence, cautioning us against too much activity and too many words. Fifth, guarding our words. Solomon advises us against letting our mouths make us sin and warns us about defending ourselves by making excuses. And sixth, we need to fear God. He concludes by reminding us to fear God above all else. So as we continue our journey, let us remember to worship God respectfully, keeping our words few and our promises true. Let's guard our mouths and be mindful of the words we speak, fearing God above all else. So join me next time as we delve further into the book of Ecclesiastes. Until then, keep seeking wisdom, worshiping God in reverence, and positively impacting the world around you. And if you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, and most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.